Meet Melanie. She's a gifted therapist who runs her own practice. She has the power to heal, the passion to help, and an expertise that her clients desperately need. But there's one thing standing between her and a thriving career. She absolutely hates marketing herself.
I love sharing information with people, but I really don't like the sales.
Sounds familiar? Today I'm going to show you how I used the power of divination and destiny to uncover what was really blocking Melanie and show the exact steps that she could take to get the recognition that she deserves. Welcome to the show where you can ask me real life questions and I'll reveal answers through the wisdom of Chinese metaphysics. Give your thinking mind a break and open your heart because you're about to be amazed.
My question is, how can I gain more visibility or be more visible with my business? I know that what I do is bring a lot of value and I really want to share it out of my heart. And on the other end is this, oh, but I don't want to be salesy. And that is the part that I don't like.
When Melanie said, "I don't like sales," I knew that I had to reframe this because I hear this all the time and it's simply not true. Think about it. Have you ever tried to convince someone to try to do something that you really believe in? And do you remember how it felt when they said yes? Because that's sales. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. My parents are both 73. And you know, when your parents reach a certain age, you start to worry about their health, especially when you notice the little signs. My mom was struggling to keep up with the walking, and my dad was out of breath far too quickly. So last year, me and my sisters, we tried to encourage them to do a daily workout. And to our surprise, they listened. My dad even bought a home gym, and they use it every day. Look, this is my mom. Seeing this makes me so happy, not just because they're taking care of their health, but it's the feeling that someone trusted your judgment, took action, and because of that, their life improved. It's not manipulation, it's not pressure. It's sharing something that you truly believe in because you genuinely want to help. But if the word sales bugs you so much, try to replace it with communication, speaking, influencing, connecting. Because that's really what this is. Now, here's what I told Melanie. If visibility is a problem, it usually comes down to this. Either what you're offering isn't strong enough, or there's something deeper going on. To give the answer, I'm going to use the tools of Chinese metaphysics to read the patterns that shape her reality and her destiny. Are you thinking right now, how does she do that? And where is this intelligence coming from? Let me show you how this works by sharing a story that could change the way how you feel about invisible intelligence. Let me take you to a place in the heart of Australia, Kati Thanda Lake Eyre. It is one of the most desolate places on earth. Picture this, an empty land that stretches over nearly 4,000 square meters. That's about 3 times the size of London, but then completely empty. Nothing survives here. The sun isn't just hot, it is brutal. And the silence is absolute. It feels like a land that has been forgotten by life itself. And then, far beyond the horizon, something starts to change. Rain begins to fall. Water that hasn't been seen for years starts to flow through the ancient river channels, slowly forming a lake on the desert floor. And what happened then is just extraordinary. From thousands of miles away, in China, in Japan, Papua Guinea, pelicans starts to move. Not just a few, 10 of thousands of them. They leave their familiar homes and they start to fly to a place that they cannot see. A place that a few days ago was nothing but salt and stone. How could they have possibly known about this? No weather reports could tell them, unless of course there's a pelican stationed on the International Space Station texting them, "Hey guys, Lake Eyre is filling up, time to go!" But somehow, in ways that our logical minds cannot grasp, These magnificent birds sensed that water was returning to the desert, and they were answering an invisible call. Now, and as the water was filling up, more birds arrived, all kinds of them, big ones, white ones, diving ones, all drawn to this new lake. And for a brief shining moment, the desert blooms. What was an empty desert turned into a bustling metropolis of life. Researchers found over 60,000 nests appearing just overnight. Birds that never met before, they came together to feast, to breed, to create new lives together. They were having a party of all this sudden abundance of fish that also just mysteriously appeared in the water, as if they too were hiding in some secret dimension, waiting for this moment to awaken. And then, as mysteriously as it began, the water starts to disappear. And the birds, sensing this too, they spread out and went back home, leaving behind nothing but a footprint in the salt and the haunting question that stayed in the air. How did they know? What you've just heard isn't a fairy tale. I saw this in one of the documentaries of David Attenborough. It's a documented science that points out to something that science cannot fully explain. This phenomenon reveals something profound about the nature of reality. There are forces at work in our universe that move beyond our five senses, beyond our logical understanding. And these birds, they were tapping into this invisible system of intelligence. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because this invisible intelligence was recognized in Chinese metaphysics thousands of years ago. The ancient masters, they called it Qi, the life force that connects all things. And just as those pelicans could sense a lake from 3,000 miles away, we too can attune into the invisible currents that shape our reality. We too can learn how to tune ourselves in the flow of opportunity, timing, and destiny. We just need to learn how to read them. And that's exactly what I did for Melanie. If you want me to analyze more stories like Melanie's, then hit subscribe. And if you want me to analyze your story, then click on the link in the description and drop your question. I want to give a big thank you for Melanie, for her courage and openness. It is through this kind of vulnerability that we can grow stronger together. But before we go into Melanie's charts, I need to be clear about something. This isn't fortune telling. Because your future isn't fixed in stone. Think of them more as maps. A map shows you the landscapes, the mountains, the rivers, the valleys, the cities. It shows you which path is the shortest, which one is the most beautiful, and which ones are leading to a dead end. A map doesn't walk for you. It doesn't decide on the pace, and it doesn't choose the direction. Whether you take those paths and step into those opportunities, that's up to you. This is a Qi Men forecast chart. Think of it as a game of chess. It's all about making smart moves. It's a strategic map that shows the exact steps that lead to victory, the outcome that you desire. Now here's how it works. This box represents Melanie, and this box, what she wants. She's in a very strong position because what she wants sits together in the outcome box and is only one step away from her. Now, inside the outcome box, we can see the energy of teaching, education, a person who's able to create wealth and fame. It also suggests opportunities for collaboration. Now, what can she do to achieve this result? The scenery is about visibility, being seen, getting yourself out there. And these two tell me that there's still work to do, but the direction is clear. Raise your voice, learn the art of speaking, and learn how to present yourself on stage. Refine your presence and brand. And the fact that these activities are sitting together with her tells me that she has already begun. So the message is, keep on going, accelerate in it, because this is the path that will lead to success and recognition. Now, then we're moving on to the Destiny Chart. And here's where it gets interesting. In her career palace, we see her hidden talents. And her hidden talent is connected to persuasion, communication, and even sales. So the thing that she was resisting is actually an innate gift just waiting for her to activate it. So when Melanie said, I don't like sales, what she was really saying was, I haven't learned yet how to use something that I'm naturally gifted at. And here's the truth. When you cultivate your hidden talent, you unlock your potential. Because this is a skill set that has been given to you to walk your path of destiny. But then I noticed something else. During a conversation, her energy felt a little low. And when I looked into her chart, I could see why. Our personal energy is made out of 5 elements, and her dominant element is connected to what I call the mind of a thinker. The intellect, a person who thrives on knowledge, introspective. It's connected to fire, and fire is passion, transformation, the energy that would allow a person to give light to other people's lives. So this is the exact kind of energy that Melanie needs to express her wisdom and knowledge in a way that fuels others. But here's the challenge. When fire is too strong, it can consume you and burn you out. The mind just cannot rest, jumping from the past to the future, swaying from one side to the other side. A restless, contradicting mind that is pushing in opposite directions. And this can cause to attract draining situations, overthinking and paralysis analysis. In Melanie's case, this imbalance could influence her decision-making that could lead to allowing toxic relationships in her life that are draining her energy. And here's the key. When your energy is being drained, it will show in the way how you present yourself into the world. And that will impact your influence. So the answer to Melanie is not to fight this fire energy, but to channel it. Because when she directs her fire energy, instead of burning out, it will give her light, and it will become her greatest source of influence. These are the 3 steps for Melanie, and for you if this resonates with you too. You must understand yourself and how your mind is influencing your life. Becoming aware of the mental patterns that are slowing you down, the factors that are draining your energy, and the opportunities that time is bringing you. But most importantly, you must embrace your innate gifts and nurture them because you were given these gifts for a reason. True clarity begins the moment that you stop resisting who you are and start learning how to make use of yourself in the very best way. Your success depends on what you do. And in Melanie's case, it means learning the art of speaking, personal branding, and how to present yourself on stage. Don't reinvent the wheel. Choose a method, a person, a teacher who already lives at the level that you desire for yourself. I personally study at the Stage Academy from Wen Yang, and I highly recommend him. And if you too have great resources, drop them in the comments so that we can grow smarter together. Success doesn't just happen, it's built through consistency, by cultivating daily habits that raise your energy. And in Melanie's case, it's about balancing emotions, learning and practicing how to detach from thoughts and mind, so that she can show up fully and generously in her presence. Because when you consistently show up in the world with higher energy, your influence grows naturally. The truth is crystal clear. Melanie has what it takes to get the visibility and success that she wants. Success isn't just possible, it is inevitable if she walks this path. So the question is, will she answer to this call? Just as those pelicans who could sense the water before it arrived, when we learn how to read the energies around us, when we understand the forces that drive our success, we're not just waiting for the future to happen, we create it. And sometimes the very thing that we're resisting is exactly what we're meant to master. See you in the next wisdom drop.